What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Star Wars edition of the Ragin Nation show. This is a web series where we talk about all things that matter in the Star Wars cinematic universe. This is episode number 14, and in this episode, we gotta talk about the Star Wars anthology films and what is coming soon for this film series. We got Rogue One, we got Han Solo Origins film, and then there's more, and we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about who's going to be directing Star Wars Episode 9, because it's not going to be J.J. Abrams, it's not going to be Rian Johnson, it's going to be somebody else, and there's an official announcement about that. Now, before I talk about any of that, I got to mention the fact that Entertainment Weekly has put out a bunch of new photos for Star Wars The Force Awakens, and it's really, really cool. I mean, we got Kylo Ren here, we got Captain Phasma, we got Daisy Ridley and John Boyega run away from stormtroopers, and it's all very, very cool. You gotta check it out. It's at the Ragin Nation photo album. You can click the link on the description box below to check it out and make some comments. All right. So what we gotta talk about first is the Rogue One, the very first Star Wars anthology film, and what we got here is a bunch of photos, set photos, because Gareth Edwards, he's filming right now, and what we see here is something very, very cool, and that is the classic Stormtrooper. Of course, you guys already know that Rogue One takes place during the time of, or rather before Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And what they do, or rather what takes place in that film, is that we got a bunch of elite rebel pilots who steal the plans for the Death Star. And of course, during that time, we got Imperial stormtroopers. And what you see right here is a bunch of stormtroopers on set, and it's great to see this. I mean, especially for me, it brings a very nostalgic value to me, and so that when I see this on film in 2016, it's going to feel really, really great. Okay, so that's what's going on with Star Wars Rogue One. Moving on, we got to talk about the Han Solo Origins film, and right now it doesn't have a title yet, but Kathleen Kennedy, who's the producer of all these films, he had something to say, or she had something to say, and let me read what it says right here. The story focuses on how young Han Solo became the smuggler, thief, and scoundrel whom Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi first encountered in the cantina at Mos Eisley. He'll definitely be probably in the high teens, low 20s. We're not introducing you to a 10-year-old Han Solo. Han Solo is the character inside Star Wars that everybody knows, who has a wit and sense of humor. So that's what this should be. Now, it also mentions that this is going to have a lot of adventure comedy. It's going to be an action-adventure comedy. And you know what? We got Phil Lord and Chris Miller involved in directing it. So they're going to bring their brand of humor to it. And you know what? I don't really know how I feel about that, but I do like them. I do like them as filmmakers and storytellers, and everything they've done has been crowd-pleasing. A Lego movie, the 22 Jump Street, and you know, they really do a good job with those films. And I feel that a lot of their comic timing is very, very well timed and very, very well done, and it's very witty and smart. Okay, they have a very clever sense of humor. So you know what, Han Solo is that type of character. We need to get that sense of wit and charm and humor from his character, and I think they're gonna do it right. So I'm pretty curious about that. Okay, moving on, let's talk about that other Star Wars anthology film, because we know we're getting Rogue One, we know we're getting the Han Solo Origins film, but there was something else that was going to get made. I mean, it was originally supposed to get made for 2017, but that's not the case anymore, because, well, Josh Trank was directing that, and well, we know what happened with Josh Trank and Fantastic Four, so he's out. Josh Trank is out, but that doesn't mean the story that he was originally going to tell is not going to be told. It is going to be told, but this time it's going to be told in the year 2020, and guess what that is? It's a Boba Fett origin story. It's official. The next Star Wars anthology film is going to be a Boba Fett origin story right after Episode 9. And this comes out in 2020. And Kathleen Kennedy has to say a few more things about it, and that is, it's still one of the stories that we absolutely want to tell. There's a lot of innovative technology in and around what what it is we're doing with that story. So for a lot of reasons, we were comfortable postponing that. But we're definitely still developing it. We're trying to get to a point where we're never rushing for anything. So that's good to know that they're not rushing it. This is a very, very delicate story because there's a lot of vague details about it. We kind of just know about it through, I guess, expanded universe fiction and expanded universe content and material. But other than that, we don't know a whole lot about his character. So to get his character right, they gotta handle it very, very delicately and just show us a lot of what has happened in his past. And you know what? If they get it right, it's going to be a really, really great film, considering the fact that Boba Fett is a supporting character who is a fan favorite. So they have to tell that story. So let's get this straight, okay? We are getting a Star Wars film every year starting this year all the way to 2020, and I don't know what happens beyond that. Force Awakens 2015, Rogue One 2016, Episode 8 2017, Han Solo Origins 2018, Episode 9 2019, and Boba Fett Origins 2020. Alright? They're all set in stone, and I'm really, really excited about that. Now, moving on, we got to talk about Disney's D23 Expo and what was announced for the Star Wars films, because there was a lot. Okay, one of the things that was revealed was this new artwork from Drew Struzan. Drew Struzan is an artist who has done a lot of work for movie posters, but he's most famous for his work on Lucasfilm properties like Indiana Jones and also Star Wars. He's done his own rendition of each episode, and they all look great. Now, he's done the same thing with Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and what I take from this is that John Boyega gets to hold a lightsaber. I always knew that Daisy Ridley was going to hold a lightsaber, or wield one rather, but John Boyega with a lightsaber? Now that really gives us a little something about the story. I know it's a bit of a teaser, but at least it gives us something, and then we as fans, we can speculate on that. So that's something very, very interesting. Now moving on, at D23, they also revealed a new official photo, or rather the first official photo for Rogue One. They just started filming, but they now have the very first official photo, and it's a photo of the cast. And last month, I mentioned a rumor about Donnie Yen starring in a Star Wars film as a Jedi. Well, he's not going to be a Jedi as far as I know. In Episode 8, he's going to be a character in Star Wars Rogue One. And I don't know what his character or who his character going to be, but here he is in this new official photo. Check this out. We have Felicity Jones, Riz Ahmed, Diego Luna, Ben Mendelsohn, Forrest Whitaker in the cast, but now we have Donnie Yen, Jiang Wen, Mads Mikkelsen, and Alan Tudyk, who will be playing a performance capture character. This cast is solid, okay? And wow, what an a diverse cast. I mean, if you want diversification, it's right here in Rogue One, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really excited to know what Donnie Yen is going to bring to the table, and I hope that they use him well. Okay? And the last thing we got to talk about is the final announcement at D23, and that would be who is going to be directing Episode 9. And, well, there were some rumors going around stating that Colin Trevorrow, the director of Jurassic Park, would be directing Episode 9. And it looks like all that talk and speculation and all that rumor has actually been confirmed. It's been confirmed. Colin Trevorrow will be directing Episode 9. Now, Jurassic World was a highly enjoyable film, at least for me. And I understand the amount of, I won't say hate, but a lot of the amount of dissatisfaction for the film. Because in a way it still feels like the same kind of thing. It's kind of a rehash of things we've already seen. But make no mistake about it, Jurassic World has a really huge nostalgic feeling about it, and that's why it made the amount of money that it made. It's because of a lot of repeat viewings. People went to watch it again and again, and then, you know what? It just tells you that the general public really likes a film like this, and Colin Trevorrow can tell a story in a way that really brings in the crowds. And this is exactly what Disney Studios and Lucasfilm want. They want someone like that. They want a director who can bring that level of fun and adventure into a film and story of this scope. And you know what? Colin Trevorrow is that director. So I'm pretty happy about that. I was happy with Jurassic World. I don't think it was like outstanding, but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. And I think he's the right man for the job. I mean, he's going to be someone who's going to be closing this new trilogy, and if he can bring the same level of excitement and adventure that he did in Jurassic World with these Star Wars characters, if he can do just that, then you know what? I think that we're going to have a pretty crowd-pleasing film. And you know what? These Star Wars films have always had essentially a very positive vibe to them, except for the prequels. But at least the original trilogy has a lot of people really liking them. I mean, people love the original trilogy, and I think that J.J. Abrams is really setting the tone for what this new trilogy is going to be like. And as long as Rian Johnson and Colin Trevorrow can really just stick with that consistency, I think we're going to have a great new trilogy. So there you have it. This is really exciting. Colin Trevorrow is going to be directing Episode 9. Donnie Yen is in Rogue One, and we are also getting a Boba Fett origin story. Very exciting stuff. It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan and a nerd in general, because a lot of great stuff is coming in store for us. And there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. And if you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. In his visual peripherals, like, he's gonna take you out in a very evil and ugly way. So I'd like